Good afternoon, everybody. It's David Perlmutter from Quantum Listing. Thank you for being with us today for our Haves and Wants 2.0 land for sale marketing session, where you get to tell us about your listings and hopefully your wants also. If you don't, you can have wants and haves. You don't have to choose one or the other. And let's get started. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to save the overview of quantum listing for last if we have enough time, because I do have a hard stop today because I have to go on a showing. I'm, like all of you, a commercial real estate broker, and I still show space. So we'll save that for the last, and we're going to do introductions, which if everybody wants to just unmute themselves and say where you are and what part of the business you're in, that would be great, because one of the things we like to do is have some networking component to this. Plus, one person may have something that fits for somebody else on the webinar, and we want to facilitate that. So Jessica and Dina, do you want to get the ball rolling here with introductions?
Sure. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, thanks.
Okay. Awesome. My name is Dina Zimmerman. I'm with SVN Chicago Commercial, and I think I see my sister from SVN Chicago, Olivia Suzenski, on this as well. Hello, Olivia. And I'm excited to be on this today and networking with you guys. I just want to give a huge shout out to David and Julia. You guys have just been so ridiculously helpful, and I think this is really exciting. So I'm excited to network with everybody and do some business and have some fun.
Excellent, thanks. Glad you're here. Ron, and how about you?
Well, I'm located in Sarasota, and I would say 90% of my business is based on land transactions, mostly in the residential field, multifamily, single-family community development, and master plan communities. I'd say a large part of the business right now is kind of alternative rentals, i.e. townhouses, single-family homes, paired villas, all in a community rental format. So whereas I don't usually seek a lot of listings, I have a good client base, and I'm actively looking for different land opportunities for these groups from Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina mostly. When I'm doing business in other states, I'm usually pairing up with one of the SVN people that I have good relationships with that do a lot of the boots on the ground activity for me outside of Florida. In my office, many of you know Ashley Bloom, who's the chairman of the Land Product Council, and we do a lot of business together. Again, he's probably more strategic in the respect of larger relationships, and I'm more tactically based on dealing with the users, developers.
Got it. Thanks, Ron. And Olivia, you're next, if you can unmute yourself.
Sure. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me on. My name is Olivia Suzenski, and I too am with the SVN Chicago office with Dina. And I've actually started doing some work in our new Boca Raton office down in Florida also, that Ashley Bloom is a partner in. I've been with SVN for about 11 years now, next month, and I focus on industrial, retail, office, and land. I'm not product specific as much as I am area specific. I work out specifically in the suburbs, and I have two teammates, Natalie Fisher and Jennifer Hopkins, so the three of us work together as a team. Thank you.
Very nice. Thanks, Olivia. Sue, how about you? Sue Horowitz is a longtime member, and there she is. Okay.
There I am. Okay. My name is Sue Horowitz. I'm with SH Commercial Real Estate Special Use Properties, recently affiliated with KW Commercial We're in Encino. I specialize in special use properties, academic, religious, senior facilities, serving both nonprofit and for-profit, and work throughout California and sometimes out of state, looking for, and I deal a lot with adaptive reuse, so either properties specifically built for academic, religious, senior housing uses, or land for building, either building or for use with modulars, or like I say, buildings like large blocks that have been vacated, sometimes let's say hospitality, any property type that would lend itself for adaptive reuse for academic, religious, senior living purposes.
Excellent, thank you. Tom, Scott, would you like to unmute yourself and introduce yourself? I see you're from Ohio, but we'd love to hear.
Is that Tom Mayhew?
Tom, yeah, Tom Mayhew. Sorry, it said on the thing, Tom Scott. Tom Mayhew, how are you? You're also a long.
Well, that's funny. Tom Scott used to be a pseudonym for me when I was a quote unquote a professional unicyclist. Ha ha ha. Anyway, yeah. Thank you. So, wants needs. So I've got a couple of properties. I got a few properties for sale in Ohio. I got 82 acres of land for sale in Lodi, and that is currently zoned commercial, but I talked with the trustees and they agreed that it could very well be changed to residential. It doesn't sound like it would be too hard to do that. It just, the property makes more sense for residential. There's no sewer there, so we're talking about whatever the environmental health says we can do, probably 1 acre parcels, I'm guessing. It's one third tillable soil, and it's currently well, not currently, it's currently in snow, but currently in ag, and then 2/3 wooded, and so it's farmed and hunted. And then there's 45 acres for sale. I just listed maybe a month ago in Elyria. That's also a development opportunity. Sewer is available. A little bit challenging to get to, but it's available. And then I got a $2.5 million listing in Sandusky that is about an 18,000 square foot freestanding building. It's got, let's see, like 4,000 square feet of retail space, and almost as much probably in executive suites, or and then we've got, let's see, a pass-through car wash. So interesting building. It's off of Milan. If all goes well and we're open in the summer, Cedar Point is kind of a destination spot for folks, right? So we definitely got hit pretty hard. This property was taken back from somebody, so the financier's taking it back, and so now we're busy leasing it out and so on. So about to sign a restaurant lease on that one. So that's what I got going. So happy to sell any of that. I'm licensed in Washington and Ohio, and so I do some things in Tri-Cities, Washington, and then I'm on a commercial team, nationwide commercial team. So I'm actually kind of got my fingers in something in Florida as well now. So a land deal.
Wow. Very good. Well, thank you, Tom. So let's start with our program now. Dina and Jessica, do you want to tell us about Cherrywood Place, lots 2 and 5?
Yes, super excited to present this opportunity. It's located in Parker, Colorado. If you're not familiar, Parker is located in Douglas County, which is the southeastern corner of the Denver metro area. And it's actually the second most populous town in the county and has been rated one of the best places to live in Colorado. because it's seen a population growth of about 30% just in the past 10 years. There were 4 pads total. 2 of them are, excuse me, 2 of them have already been developed and operating, including a drive-through Starbucks, and a La Quinta del Sol hotel is currently in the process of being built and should be completed within the next 6 months. It's really growing, it's really being built up leaps and bounds. So we have 2 pads that are still available, shovel ready, and served by all utilities. We actually got lot 2 approved for a drive-through. This is a really tremendous opportunity for any type of fast casual food, retail, or service-based business who's looking for real maximum exposure to a busy interstate. We're asking $1.5 million with a $45,000 buy-side fee. I can't talk today. And we've had some really great traction on this, and it's a really, really exciting project that I'm proud to be a part of. So if anybody has any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to either myself or Jessica, and I appreciate the time.
All right, well, thank you very much.
How should they get in contact with you, Dina? What is the best way to reach you?
You can call, email, carrier pigeon, whatever you need. If you can't see the brochure on here, I'm happy in the chat room just to send my my email and my phone number just so everybody has it.
Yeah, everybody should actually put their contact info in the chat, please, and then we'll make sure that we copy the transcript of the chat and share it with you.
Awesome.
Okay, well, thank you. And Olivia,
Thank you.
I think let's go with your listing next. Hang on a second. What happened?
Okay.
Hold on. Just one moment, please.
Sure.
Having a little technical here. Just give me a second. All right, maybe it'll. There we go. Okay.
Great, thank you. So I have an outlot available in Oak Brook, Illinois. That's a major suburb of Chicago. The outlot belongs to, it's an out parcel of the Hyatt House. And I've got just under an acre here. It's perfect for retail, for medical, or for a restaurant. And we can build up to a 4,500 square foot building with a drive-through. And, you know, we love the idea of some type of food here because it would complement the hotel really well. So I've got just under an acre. We've got 45 parking spots, but we do have cross parking and access available with the Hyatt House parking lot. And there's a variety of ways that we can build something here. We can sell the property outright for $950,000. We can lease the property to you, and we can do a full build out for you. And we've got a starting asking price of $35 a square foot net, and that would be delivered in a vanilla box. Of course, we can deliver turnkey as well, or we could do a ground lease. And the ownership group behind this is a large group for Chicago. They're well established, they're well funded, so we can deliver this however somebody would see fit. And we can get creative with what we would do here. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you very much. All right. Let's keep moving on.
Just so everyone knows, this is being recorded and we will be sending it out to everybody who signed up. No, some people couldn't be here live. And we'll also create a listing report that will be on our page that will feature the listings mentioned. So just wanted to give a little commercial there.
Yeah, and also for those that don't yet have your properties on Quantum Listing, send us the PDFs if you haven't already, and we'll include links to them on the webinar page as well. So we'll try to get everybody as much exposure as possible. So their next listing is from Justine Snyder, who's been a member for a few years of Quantum Listing, and she's based in Massachusetts, and she has a, and I'm going to read this since she's not able to be here today. It's a 42.3 acre site, or 43.2. Take your pick which one you'd rather it be. And you can, it says opportunity to own and develop industrial zoned land next to a major highway in central Massachusetts. There's room to build a 1 million square foot industrial building. Douglas is a business friendly community with plenty to offer for you and your employees. It's a Massachusetts economic target area. The Economic Development Commission can work with you and your business to create economic opportunity to further assist you with your review, with your new or expanded project. If certified, you may be eligible for municipal property exemption, tax increment financing, 5% state investment tax credits for qualifying tangible depreciable investment real estate and equipment. That's a mouthful. Located in south central Massachusetts and off Connecticut and Rhode Island borders with access to major highways. I don't know about where you guys are, but industrial is undoubtedly the hottest asset class in this market right now, thanks to everybody shopping online. I feel like I could have a warehouse in my backyard that would just do fulfillment for the things my family orders, and it would probably be about 20,000 square feet. So, all right. So, and let's just show you on the map here where it is. And there's the Worcester Providence Turnpike. I've been on it many times. And there you go. So you can see where, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Connecticut are all coming together here. So it'd be a good place to serve all three communities, or all three states. All right, next up is a site in Texas by our member, Sky Pulford. It's 3.5 acres on Interstate 10, and it has a asking price of $500,000. Includes 270 linear feet on I-10 and another 243 linear feet on Magnolia. And wait, there's more, 437 linear feet on its eastern boundary. So a lot of access to this lot. And it's a corner tract available. It's got, there's a corner tract available next door that is 4.4 acres, and I'll show you that. That's right here. And this one is for sale for $850,000. So you can get the whole 4.4 acres, which includes this building, plus the 3.5 acres for about $1,350,000 or so. Okay. Let's go. South Lake Medical is our next, and we're still in Texas, this time with Jim Kelly. He's in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and man, my heart goes out to everybody in Texas this last week with the cold and lack of power and the water issues. So got to represent Texas today. So Jim's listing is a 2-acre site for $2.1 million, and it is got a medical office pad site. It's got build-to-suit options. It's South Lake, West Lake demographics for those of you from Texas who understand the market better than I do. And ingress and egress to SH 114 and Whitechapel. Let's have a look at the schematic, at the plan for the property right there. And we can also look on the map to see a little bit more about where that is.
How to get super fast Wi-Fi anywhere, anytime in 6 seconds.
Okay.
Internet provider
So
want you to
here's it's right near the airport, it looks like. So sounds like a great location. All right, let's keep going. And next up is Sue. We've got your development site in Grenada Hills, California. Sue, are you, can you want to tell us about this one, Sue? I'll give you a moment to unmute. There you are.
There we go. Yes, I can speak about it. Thank you, David. So this is approximately 2.8 acres. It's currently a what I said, Mason's campus. It's on a main street. Rinaldi Avenue is a secondary highway in the San Fernando Valley that runs clear across the valley, east and west. So everything is developed around it. So that is the main Mason's building. Then you can see to the, well, for me, to the right of the screen, there a small building that is their fellowship hall and kitchen. It's currently on septic. We understand it would have to be connected to the sewer, which is right in the street. It's all very developed. There's a mix of single family and commercial. It is zoned A1, which is agricultural. So it would take likely, unless someone is going to really do straight agricultural or something permitted under agricultural, a conditional use permit, but would be suitable for, we believe, schools, churches, things of that nature. There is an old rehab hospital next door directly to the west. So it's got excellent parking, excellent visibility. It's in Grenada Hills with a very good income and ready to be developed.
And
Any questions, please give me a call.
thanks, Sue. And boy, is this densely populated, this market. Look at that aerial. That's incredible. All right. Next, we have a listing from Kenny Watley in Evergreen, Alabama. Kenny couldn't be here today with us, but conveniently located on I-65 and State Road 683. So you can see he speaks the truth here with this nice picture. And here's some, there's some additional parameters we got. So here's what his bullet points are. The Emerald City is ideally located on Interstate 65 in the center transportation hub of South Alabama, giving easy access to Montgomery and Mobile, route to Alabama, Mississippi, and Florida Panhandle beaches. The traffic count is approaching 30,000 vehicles per day and even higher during spring break and summer. My son just told me he wants to go to Florida for spring break. He's had COVID, so it might be safe. Postured for continued economic growth and has lower cost of living, offers a wide array of amenities and assets for businesses. State and local tax incentives available, including favored geographic area, Alabama Renewal Communities Program, and Rural Community Development Initiative from the USDA. And it's home of the annual Conecuh Sausage Festival hosted at Evergreen Regional Airport. And Reed State Technical College is right across I-65, and there are 5 lots available, and they're asking $100,000 per acre. So you can see the division here. Interesting site, and I love that there's all the different economic incentives here as well. Okay, thank you, Kenny, for sharing that with us. And here is from our friend Becca Carlson. And Becca's listing is 2234 to 2240 North Rand Road in Palatine, Illinois. And got a little map there. And it's the last large parcel available in an established retail industrial multifamily corridor. So close proximity to Route 53. And let's go look at the aerial here. And So yeah, you can see that it is, here's the property right here. And yeah, another densely populated area. And I can see how, what she means that it's the last lot available, because other than some parks, it doesn't seem like there's a square inch of land that you can build on here. So neat listing, Becca. Thanks for sharing that one with us. And next up is from Grant Sullivan, also in Alabama. And it's 250 plus acres in Montgomery County for sale. Montgomery, with kind of contrast to the last one we just saw in Chicago, where lots of developable land, it looks like here. With green fields, it's got a road system that goes to it, so that's, you know, a good thing. Even if there aren't a lot of development yet, at least you can get there. I own some land that you can't get to, so I appreciate that. It's near Red's Schoolhouse Restaurant in South Montgomery County, and 50 to 100 acres, Pike County line. Not sure exactly what he means there, but it's 252 acres, and they're asking $499,000, so less than $1,000 an acre. One of the neat things that we have, and this is available on any of the listings here, so you click that green button that says land checks, you can go have a look at different, I'm not sure why this isn't loading, but land checks usually will provide you with virtual due diligence for your property. It shows you where, if there's any brownfields nearby, where the cell towers are, pipelines. It shows you where anything that is any parcels of land that are being considered for rezoning. It will, you know, show you those things as well. So it's really a great resource. And I guess while we're talking about buttons here on the side, StackSource is a online lending source, and they're not a direct lender, but if you fill out the form on StackSource, they will match you up with a host of different financing providers, and hopefully you'll get a match and you know, some competitive offers on financing for you know, good resource for you and your customers. And I guess we're sticking in Alabama. This is another one from Kenny Watley, and this is located on I-65 and Route 83, and it's commercial properties available for hotel, restaurant, and retail development in Evergreen, Alabama. And there's one building existing of retail space now, and a complete site plan for future retail space is available. So actually, I think this is the one that we saw already, but just another version of it. Get some more pictures here. Okay. Let's see. Next, we're going where it's nice and cold up in Wisconsin, to Ben Tracy from the Wisconsin Commercial Group's listing. He's got, it says Chapman Farm Boulevard, just northwest of Highway 83 in Black Bear Boulevard. It's a massive opportunity to bring your business to high growth area Chapman Farms development. Join Aurora, Kids Connection, Child Care Center, Educators Credit Union, local dining, and more. This property is located in a high visibility controlled intersection right off of Highway 83. Mukwonago is one of the hottest areas in residential and commercial development, and this property is perfectly situated in high traffic area and adjacent to new residential development. It's the perfect spot for your customer's business. Let's see, there's some additional parameters that he has. The lot size is 6.37 acres, and there's a link. Let's see where his link will take us. Okay, so here we get some pictures here. In different angles. Let's see if you can see that there is, it's not completely isolated. There is a bunch of stuff, other development in the area. So good opportunity in Wisconsin. So the next one here is a sorry about that, a wanted listing, and it's one of my own. I'm looking for 20 plus acre sites in northern Westchester County, New York, for a solar farm for one of the utilities. So that would be a good thing to help our environment. And Westchester County is fairly well developed, so finding a 20-acre site is very challenging. In addition to being able to post your listings, your haves on Quantum Listing, you can also post your wants. It's pretty simple. They come pre-populated with, or when you save them, we add this graphic here for you. So, and then you just write a description of what you want, add the asset type that you're looking for, and whether you want it for sale or lease, and just another good way to sort of crowdsource your more difficult requirements. And when people are on Quantum Listing, if you go to the first page of the newest listings, if you have a new want, it'll show up right here with all the other ones. And also people can search using the filter for wants also. So, if you are ever saying, oh my gosh, I need another project to work on, you can come look at the wanteds on Quantum Listing and see if anything is in your wheelhouse. Like for our Chicago friends here, we've got George Spirison with something in Oak Brook that he's looking for. What's he looking for? He's got a 1031 client seeking retail and medical properties only, and they have $3.5 to $4.5 million for this exchange, and they're looking anywhere in the country, not just in Illinois, and they're looking for an absolute triple net deal with zero landlord responsibilities, lease term 15 to 20 years remaining is preferred, and they're looking for it as soon as possible. And so if anybody has anything nationwide that matches up with George's requirement, I know we're talking mostly about land today, and this is for retail and medical, but you're a diverse and creative bunch, so maybe you can find a deal with George. Here, I'll put see if this works. I can see if I can copy and paste his contact info into the chat. I think it worked. Let's see. Okay, that worked. Great. And then we have one more land deal, and we do have another want that somebody wrote into us who also couldn't be with us. But for this one, we have Mike Haku from Fresno, California. He's got a 6.81 acre site. It's approved for 141 units of multi-family apartment development on rezoned CMX, which is a corridor center mixed use lot. It's perfect for a developer looking to build a multi-family apartment building in the right location. The new Fresno College currently being built is only a few blocks away. This will create perfect demand for this project. It's in an opportunity zone, so another big plus. It's 2 separate parcels. It's got frontage on Church and Elm, the signalized entrance at Church and Elm as well, and it's a 1/4 mile north of Jensen. And let's have a look at the satellite imagery here. Again, it's nice, another super densely populated area. And although there are, other lots available, it's kind of an interesting thing. So, but in looking, you've got all the highway access, so some good stuff there.
And if anyone wants to get in touch with Mike, he has properties all over the country. I know he has an industrial property in Illinois, since we have an Illinois theme here today, but he's located in Maine, but he has things everywhere. So he's worth getting in touch with. I'll put his contact information in the chat.
I beat you to it, Julia. It's already there.
He's too quick.
All right. So we had John Curtis from North Gulf Coast Real Estate sent us some wants that he is looking for, and he's interested in stuff not just in Florida but also Alabama and Mississippi. And here is what he is looking for. 200 to 300 acres is ideal, but they're willing to look at smaller tracts from like 50 acres and all the way up to 10,000 acre tracts. And they are cash. He's got a cash buyer, or it's actually the company he works with is the cash buyer, so no financing contingencies. And the contingency that they will have is an approval contingency, allowing for site work to commence. On the larger tracts, they would like to work with the sellers to phase the development, but create a master plan development plan that would depict how the phasing would go. And they prefer land that has access to utilities, water, sewer, electric, gas is optional, and fiber optic. They'll look at sites that do not have sewer, so they would require septic tanks or package plants. And then we'll also ensure that brokers and realtors like us are taken care of at closing. And they're looking to build a 5 to 10 year pipeline of land and lots. So that is a good lead for all of us. I'm going to, and here are the counties that they're looking for in Florida. It's Leon, Wakulla, Bay, Walton, Okaloosa, Santa Rosa, and Escambia. And forgive me if I mispronounced any of these things. Alabama counties that they're looking in are Baldwin and Mobile. And Mississippi counties, they're looking in Harrison and Jackson. So that's John Curtis, and I will put his email in the chat as well, if anybody has anything. Looks like Julia beat me this time. Hold on. No, she didn't get the, there you go. All right, at least I got the, that in here, and here's his phone number. All right, so that is the official prepared portion of our program today. But if anybody has other items that they would like to talk about with us, whether it's haves or wants, I would be happy to open up the floor for that. And feel free to unmute yourself if you're still here. And some things about quantum listing, just in case you didn't know about us. There's no paywall for when visitors are coming to our site to look at your listings, so they don't have to register or pay to see them. We get 65% of our traffic probably from Google searches, people either landing right on your listings or on your profile. If you haven't added a profile picture and a bio and your social media links to your profile yet, I strongly encourage you to do that, because all those things create content that the search engines will index, and the more and better content you have for them to index, the greater the chance that you're going to show up high in searches. One of the things that we've sort of stumbled on recently, which I want to share with you, is that we noticed recently that if you have as your listing title something along the lines of, it's a asset class, transaction type, and location. So in my case, it would be residential land for sale in Hapakong, New Jersey. You can, things like that will often show up on the first page of Google, within the first, week or so of you posting them on our site, which, is pretty extraordinary. Because you really do want to be on the first page of Google if you can. Neither you nor I have any real control over that, but when you find something that works like this, you want to try it out and do that. The other thing that, and not necessarily applicable for a land parcel, but one of the other things that we've found recently is that if you have like a retail center or office building, and there are multiple spaces available, I would encourage you to consider creating a separate listing for each space. And that, first of all, you're in search engine roulette, you're getting more, you're playing more numbers in search engine roulette by having more listings there, so you have a better chance of getting on that first page that way. And differentiate them a little. One you might say office for lease, the other one office for rent, and in whatever community it's in, just so that it doesn't, you're giving yourself more opportunities to show up that way. And then also, with your listings, you want to have good pictures. More pictures are better than fewer pictures, but you don't want them to be dark or fuzzy, and you definitely do not want them taken from LoopNet or CoStar. If you have listings on LoopNet and CoStar that you added, you can use the picture, the originals on our site, but never, ever, ever take the pictures from LoopNet or CoStar and put them on our site or any other listing site, just because they will come at you and they will come at me, and they will make our lives a little less happy than they are. So just a cautionary note with that. It is what time? It is 3:45. Anybody have any other questions? Oh, one of the ways, actually, we'll show you one thing that, and how I made, how sort of went through everything today, and and it's a good thing to know about quantum listing, and how it can be helpful to you when you're preparing surveys for your customers. So what I did is, I went through, this is my profile page, by the way. So I went to the first page here. I clicked on search. The search filter rather. Then I chose land, and there are many different asset classes available, other than the sort of the big, 5 or 6. So land, and then I went for sale, and apply filters, and as you can see here, Dina, who presented this property, it was just added to Quantum Listing today, so that's why it's showing up at the top of searches, the search. And so these are all land for sale listings, as you can see here, land sale. So what I did to prepare for today is I added them all to my saved listings, and then I also hang on, I'll find one that hasn't. I added them to a listing report. Got a little ahead of myself there. So I added them to a listing report. So you click on the three dots at the top right next to the ribbon, and then add to listing report, like that. And then to retrieve your listing report and to see your saved listings, you go back to your profile page by clicking the head and shoulders at the top right. And for saved listings, you're going to open the listings submenu and then just click on saved listings. And they're all there. And for your listing report, go to the info section and then click on listing report. And we're having a little glitch with that, but you can export it to a PDF, send it via email, or add it to your website like that. And I can show you what one of these listing reports looks like. And these are all hyperlinks. So it'll give you a map at the top, the hero picture, your primary picture on the listing, and the basics of it. And if you don't want to reveal the price on your listing, that's fine. You just leave it as 0 or put 0 down, and it shows up as inquire. So you don't have to show the price if you don't want. And so that's what a listing report looks like. And again, you can look at it online, download it, or use iframes to have it embedded in your website or your blog. Anybody have any questions about anything? Here's the iframe code, by the way, that gets added to the website. But feel free to unmute yourself if you're muted and ask any questions, or you can put it in the chat if you prefer. Other things, so here's my profile. You can see I added company name and logo and a little bio here. I have links to my YouTube page and LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. If I wanted to share my profile, I can easily do that by clicking one of these buttons. Here, I'll share it to Twitter. And then I could write a longer message, or I can just hit tweet. And here's what it looks like on Twitter. And that is, I try to make it a habit of sharing my profile like once a month to LinkedIn, so that it's near the top of my feed on LinkedIn, because you never really know where your next customer is coming from. We had just sort of a quick anecdote. Last week and this week, we noticed that one of our members was getting an incredible number of views on her profile. And it turns out that she has a big Instagram following, and she put a link to her Quantum Listing profile on her Instagram profile, and people were clicking like crazy on it. And I think one day she got somewhere between 200 and 300 views of her profile from her Instagram followers. So if you have a decent following on any social media platforms, you really can get some good traction here on Quantum Listing by posting those. The other things on social media that I've noticed recently are that restaurants for sale or sort of iconic local buildings that are for sale and that have some resonance in the local market. If you post those on your business Facebook page, those also seem to get a ton of views. So those are, I guess, tangents to our topic today, but hopefully they're good tips for you, where you can get some more views and leads on your listing. I mean, it's all about the leads. If you want your listing to show at the top of searches in your market on Quantum Listing, it'll be like the first, depending on if there are other promoted listings, you can promote a listing. It's $7.50 a month or $2.50 for a week if you don't want to go for the full $7.50. And anytime somebody searches in your market, it shows up at the top. And there's a couple of other instances. I think if you're looking, if there's a statewide search, it will also show up at the top. So you can get a lot more views of your listing that way. Also, we've found that they're also very effective if you do them in conjunction with brand promotion. So your company's marketing message will show in the first position. Here, I'll show you what I mean by that. And so that your company's marketing message would show up here, and then your listings would show up in this area here. So I know, like, Becca Carlson has done this in Illinois, and it makes sort of doubles your impact a little bit on people who are seeing it, because they say this person is a more prominent presentation of your listing. So
Sue's brand is up if you want to go to California.
Oh, sure. Let's go to California. So Sue Horowitz, who's with us today and who presented her listings, has a brand promotion ad in California, and there it is right here. So when I click on it, and you can tell if something is a promoted listing because it has the green band around it. So by clicking on that, it takes me to Sue's profile page, and you get to see all her excellent listings. All right. So I think unless anybody has anything else they'd like to ask or say, it's time to say goodbye. Thank you all for being here and for sharing your haves and wants with us on land listings. And I love it when folks participate the way you guys did today. So a round of applause to all of you. And thank you, Julia, for all of your help in preparing for today's webinar, and of course for all the wonderful stuff you do all the time. We'll see you soon, and take care, everybody. And hopefully, if you want a vaccine, you get one real soon. Bye-bye.